Hospital H conducted a survey of 2 groups of patients who were enrolled in an exercise rehabilitation program last month. Was the range of the numbers of days that the patients in the first group exercised last month equal to the range of the numbers of days that the patients in the second group exercised last month? Okay, one thing I've noticed from writing these explanations is a lot more questions asking about range than I would have thought initially. So they don't really tell us anything about our 2 different groups, and so we just want to know is range 1 greater than range 2, or sorry, equal to range 2. And range is, of course, the greatest number in a set minus the smallest. For each group, the number of patients enrolled was 21, and the least number of days that a patient exercised last month was 5. Okay, so now we know for each of our groups. Our range can be expressed as, the greatest here, minus 5, and greatest here, minus 5. But without knowing what the greatest value is in each of my 2 groups, this is still insufficient. The number of patients enrolled doesn't really tell me anything about the greatest number of days exercised. For each group, the average number of days that the patients exercised last month was 13. Okay, so knowing that the average is equal to 13, that doesn't tell you anything about the greatest value or the smallest value. So you can have, if the average is 13, that means all of your values could be equal to 13. Your range would be 0 for each group, or you can have where one of the groups, they have some values above 13 and some values below 13. That's not going to have a range of 0, so this is insufficient. So statement 1 is insufficient, statement 2 is insufficient. Together now we know we got 21, so the least number of days in each group was 5. And the average number of days that the patients exercised last month was 13. So this number of patients enrolled really isn't doing anything. And so together, we still don't know anything. We can find the total number of days exercised in each group. So we know the total number of days exercised in each group is going to be 21 times the average number of days exercised, or 21 patients times the average number of days exercised, and that's 273. Is that right? Yeah. So in each of our groups, there were 273 days of exercise total between the patients, but we don't really know what the greatest number was for any of our groups. So even together, these guys are insufficient. And E is the answer.